Greetings and welcome. This is Laura from Internet Lifestyle Network, and I'm here with my co-star, Mija. No licking. Um, let her go. So the reason that I wanted you to meet Mija is because I just finished this awesome training. If you've been following along, you know that I've been really digging into Mark Hoverson's training lately in our Internet Lifestyle Network website, and the Solomon CEO training is what I've been working on. And the one I just watched, and actually I watched it 3 times, was called I'll Know I'm Successful When, or I Know I'm Successful When. And I had a very real life, kind of scary for me story that would help me explain this training best, and it involves Mija actually. But before I start into that story, this training is based on a verse from Scripture in the book of Proverbs, and it's hope in the distance makes the heart sick, but when desires materialize, it's a tree of life. So meaning, just to briefly go into it, that when hope is just so far out there and it just seems so remote and way off on the horizon, it makes us just, our heart literally ache and sick, and and our heart is the core of our being, and it's how our feelings and our thoughts are formed. It's what's going on inside us. And so when that's sick, it translates into so many other aspects of our life, maybe our physical health, our relationships. And so to be heart sick in a symbolic way can be a serious thing. However, when the second part of that is when desires materialize, meaning things come into our life. It's a tree of life. That means abundance, joy, ease, whatever that looks like for you. And so before I get further into that training, though, I want to tell you a story about Mija. She was picked out for me at 3 weeks old. She's very special to me. I don't have children yet, so she's, for all intents and purposes, my child for now. And I took her home at 7 weeks. She went to work with me every day as a therapy dog, and we're very, very bonded. So about 2 years ago, she developed a health issue that involved her losing weight really rapidly, like a lot of weight. She's only about a 65 pound dog. She lost about 10 pounds in 3 weeks. It was really severe. You could see all of her ribs, her spine, her hips, her shoulder blades, and of course, I responded, took her to the vet. We tried everything, tests, special food, medicine. Nothing was working, and I got really fixated on her weight, and tried a lot of different things, and I finally found something that was kind of working. But I got my mind on this number, like I need her to weigh this much. This is, the fattest she's ever been was X amount of pounds. So I got stuck on, like, I'd take her to the vet every 2 to 3 days. Literally, they would just kind of wave me on in to weigh her. I really hung up on that number, and that number wasn't changing. And because my hope for that one piece of information was so far out, I became, and it wasn't getting any better. I became just more and more distressed. I felt like I was watching my dog die, basically. It was really awful. And so I had to have a shift in thinking. I finally found the right kind of recipe and started making her food myself. And I started realizing that there were other things in my immediate world that were showing me that I was having success with her. For example, she wags her tail when I sing to her, and she stopped doing that. And so I started feeling like, okay, when she starts wagging her tail again, when I sing her little Mija song, okay, then I'll know that we've got a good, there's a good sign of hope there. She was really lethargic and low energy because she'd lost so much weight. What else? It's a really obnoxious behavior, but she barks at anything on the other side of the fence, and had stopped doing that. And so I kind of said to myself, okay, when I see her start to run the fence line again and bark and do dog things, and okay, I'll know that we're having some success. What else? Fetch, that's the other thing. That is the fetchingest dog you ever met, and she wasn't even really in the mood for fetch, which was a huge sign of her not doing well to me. And so in my mind, again, I set this kind of goalpost of like, okay, when I see that she's like picking up the toy again, wanting to play fetch, I'll know that we're making some progress, and I'm gonna get, take my mind off this number. So I'm happy to say that it took about a year of being consistent with this food and really celebrating those little signs of health, and she's doing better than ever. She's back on track, and she just looks great and feels great. And so and you can hear them barking now. Anyway, so that's really the goal. The idea here is that if your idea of when you're successful is that you have $1 million in the bank, you're not. That's going to be discouraging to you, because it's pretty far out there for a lot of us. As well, you're going to likely miss the things that will come up in your daily life that show you that you are having success, so you can be joyous and celebrate those and be happy. Some examples, of asking yourself how you will know when you're successful is, what will your mornings look like? What will your clothing be like? What will your relationships with your family and friends be like when you're successful? And really making yourself aware and present and available for those things to come into your life and celebrate them now will set you even further on that path towards the thing that you're striving for, that longer term goal. So, amazing, fabulous training. And I'm going to put a link below this so that you can have access to it for a week for free. That's my other little doggy, who obviously feels really great. Hey, Lucy! Anyways, I'm going to wrap this up, but also I'm going to put the link to my Facebook page below this. I'd love to connect with you and hear from you. And with that, I'm going to wish you a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.